What if I told you that 2,000 years ago, a carpenter shared 12 simple stories that contain the blueprint for every major life challenge you'll ever face? Stories so powerful, they've influenced billions, built civilizations, and continue to solve problems from broken relationships to financial stress to finding your life's purpose. These aren't just religious tales, they're life-changing wisdom disguised as everyday stories. I'm about to share 12 parables that have guided humanity's greatest leaders, thinkers, and changemakers. By the end of this video, you'll have practical strategies used by the most successful and fulfilled people throughout history. Let's dive into life's greatest truths, hidden in plain sight. Picture this: a man is robbed and beaten on a dangerous road. Two religious leaders pass by and do nothing. But a Samaritan, someone from a group the victim's people despised, stops, helps, and pays for his recovery. Sound familiar? It's like when you see someone broken down on the highway, or a coworker struggling with a project, or even someone from a political party you disagree with facing hardship. The Samaritan didn't ask about the victim's background, politics, or worthiness. The truth. True character isn't measured by your beliefs, but by your actions toward those who can't help you back. In our divided world, this parable challenges us to see beyond labels and show up for human suffering, period. This week, find someone outside your usual circle who needs help. A different political view, social class, or background. Help them without expectation. A young man demands his inheritance early, basically saying, "I wish you were dead, Dad," and wastes it all. When he returns home broken, ashamed, expecting rejection, his father runs to embrace him and throws a party. We've all been the prodigal son, that business that failed, the relationship you destroyed, the addiction you can't shake, the dreams you abandoned. We come home expecting judgment and find grace. The truth: failure isn't final, and shame isn't your identity. The most powerful force in relationships isn't perfection, it's unconditional acceptance. This parable revolutionizes how we handle both giving and receiving forgiveness. Think of someone you've been withholding forgiveness from, including yourself. What would running to embrace them look like? A farmer scatters seeds everywhere. Some fall on hard ground and birds eat them. Others fall on rocky soil and sprout quickly but die in the heat. Some grow among weeds and get choked out. But some fall on good soil and produce an incredible harvest. This is your life right here. Every idea you've shared, every goal you've set, every risk you've taken. Some people will immediately reject your dreams. Others will get excited initially, but quit when things get hard. Some will get distracted by other priorities. The truth: your job isn't to guarantee success, it's to keep planting. The farmer doesn't get discouraged by the seeds that don't grow. He celebrates the ones that produce 30, 60, even 100-fold return. What have you stopped sharing or pursuing because of past rejections? It's time to plant again. A master gives 3 servants different amounts of money before leaving on a journey. 2 invest and double their money. The third, afraid of losing it, buries his talent in the ground. When the master returns, he rewards the first 2, but punishes the one who did nothing. That buried talent represents every gift you're not using. Your artistic ability collecting dust. Your leadership potential you're too scared to develop. Your business idea you've never pursued because what if it fails? The truth: God or life or the universe doesn't give you abilities to keep them safe. You were designed to multiply what you've been given. The biggest risk isn't failure, it's never trying. Identify one talent or skill you've been burying. What's one small step you can take this week to start developing it? A shepherd has 100 sheep, but one goes missing. Instead of staying with the 99, he leaves them to search for the lost one. When he finds it, he joyfully carries it home and celebrates with his neighbors. How often do we write people off? The difficult employee, the family member who's made too many mistakes, the friend who's struggling with addiction. Society says focus on the productive majority, but this parable says every individual matters. The truth: worth isn't determined by performance or perfection. The shepherd didn't ask why the sheep wandered or if it deserved rescue. Sometimes the most broken people need the most attention, and their restoration brings the greatest joy. Who in your life have you given up on? What would it look like to leave the 99 and pursue them? Two men build houses. One builds on rock, the other on sand. When storms come, the rock house stands firm while the sand house collapses completely. We're all building our lives on something. Some people build on wealth until the economy crashes. Others build on relationships until people let them down. Some build on achievement until they fail or get too old to perform. The truth, your foundation determines your resilience. Rock represents unchanging principles, integrity, love, service, truth. Sand represents anything that can shift, popularity, pleasure, possessions, position. What are you building your life on? When the storms come, and they will, what will still be standing? A king forgives a servant's massive debt, millions of dollars in today's money. But that same servant immediately demands payment from someone who owes him a few hundred. When the king hears this, he reinstates the original debt. This hits different when you realize how much you've been forgiven. Every second chance you got, every mistake that didn't destroy you, every relationship that survived your worst moments. Yet how quickly we withhold mercy from others over minor offenses. The truth, unforgiveness is spiritual bankruptcy. When you refuse to forgive, you're declaring that your small debt matters more than the massive grace you've received. Is there someone you need to forgive? Remember how much you've been forgiven, then extend that same grace. A rich farmer has an incredible harvest and decides to build bigger barns to store everything. He tells himself he can now relax, eat, drink, and be merry for years. That night he dies. We're all working towards some future moment when we'll finally be secure enough to enjoy life. After this promotion, after the kids graduate, after retirement, after we pay off the house. Meanwhile, life is happening now. The truth, security is an illusion and tomorrow is never guaranteed. The richest person isn't the one with the most possessions, but the one who can enjoy what they have today while using their resources to bless others. What are you waiting to be happy about? What would change if you truly believe tomorrow isn't promised? 10 women wait for a bridegroom with oil lamps. 5 bring extra oil, 5 don't. When he's delayed, all their lamps start going out. The wise women can't share their oil, and by the time the foolish ones buy more, they've missed the wedding. Preparation can't be borrowed. You can't cram for a marriage the night before the wedding. You can't develop character during a crisis. You can't build a network when you need a job. You can't learn skills when the opportunity arrives. The truth, success belongs to those who prepare in advance. While others are making excuses, wise people are making preparations. The moment of opportunity reveals who's been doing the work beforehand. What opportunity are you hoping for? What preparation should you be doing now while no one's watching? A landowner hires workers throughout the day. Some work 12 hours, others just 1 hour. At the end, he pays them all the same wage. The all-day workers complain it's unfair. Life isn't fair, and that's actually good news. If life were fair, you'd get exactly what you deserve. No more, no less. No second chances. No unearned blessings. No grace when you mess up. The truth, grace isn't about fairness, it's about generosity. The landowner kept his agreement with the first workers, but chose to be generous with the last ones. Instead of celebrating grace, they resented it. Are you so focused on what others are getting that you've forgotten to be grateful for what you've received? A widow keeps bothering an unjust judge for justice against her adversary. He ignores her for months, but she never gives up. Finally, he gives her what she wants, just to stop her persistent requests. Most people give up right before the breakthrough. They pray once and expect an answer. They try a business idea for 6 months and quit. They work on a relationship for a year and walk away. The truth, persistence isn't about wearing God down. It's about proving you're serious. The widow didn't give up because she knew her cause was just. What you're willing to persist for reveals what you truly value. What have you been asking for but given up on? What if the breakthrough is one more attempt away? 2 men go to pray. The religious leader thanks God he's not like other people, thieves, adulterers, or even the tax collector next to him. The tax collector simply says, "God have mercy on me, a sinner." Pride is the ultimate blindness. The Pharisee couldn't see his own need because he was too busy comparing himself to others. The tax collector knew he was broken and just asked for help. The truth, your greatest strength becomes your weakness when it makes you think you don't need help. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less and recognizing your dependence on grace. Where has success or achievement made you prideful? What would honest humility look like in your situation? These 12 parables aren't just ancient stories, they're a masterclass in human nature, relationships, purpose, and wisdom. They've guided leaders through crises, helped people rebuild after failure, and provided direction when the path forward seemed unclear. Here's your challenge. Pick one parable that resonated with you today and apply its lesson this week. Then come back and tell us in the comments which one you chose and what happened. If this helped you see these ancient stories in a new light, subscribe for more practical wisdom from history's greatest teachers. And remember, these truths have been changing lives for 2,000 years. Maybe it's time they changed yours.